Hello, Internet. Today's project is the making of a wall clock featuring the Porsche logo. Here is the nearly complete project clamped in the bed of the CNC router used to make it. The first step of the project is to locate a vector file on the Internet in SVG or DXS format. Here is a SVG formatted file showing the logo in a sketch in Fusion. I then added a clock dial ring to the sketch and then converted the sketch into a 3D model as shown here. 3D model was then used to create CNC toolpaths for making the features of the clock. The material used to make the clock was solid red oak. We then did an outline of the outer diameter of the clock, which is 16.25 inches, masked it, and then sprayed it with black paint. Here is the pen that was used for the CNC outlining. Here, the center features of the shield were outlined with the pen and masked with yellow tape. This was then fully masked to allow for the painting of the area that is yellow. This yellow area will be largely engraved, leaving just the yellow outlines of the features of the clock. We then masked the areas that were to be spray painted black and completed that spray painting. Now, moving to the actual engraving of the clock, here we're using a 20-degree V-bit to outline the center horse in the center of the logo. A 20-degree V-bit is used because it gives us the ability to follow the rather small features of the horse in the logo. Here are the bits that will be used in the machining. First is a 90-degree engraving bit from IDC Woodcraft. Second is a 60-degree engraving bit, also from IDC Woodcraft. Third is the 20-degree V-bit that we just saw used to engrave the horse. It was just bought on Amazon. Next is a 1/4-inch downcut Jenny provided from Cadence Manufacturing. It is a 1/4-inch downcut spiral bit. This is a 1/8-inch downcut spiral bit, also from Cadence. This is a 1/16-inch downcut bit from Amazon. And this is a 1 millimeter downcut spiral bit from Amazon. Downcut bits are important because they allow for the keeping any masking in contact with the project surface. Now moving on, we're now using the 1/8-inch downtown Jenny bit to pocket out areas surrounding the horse in the center part of the logo. The black area up above the horse, that is immediately up above the horse, is where the letters for Stuttgart will appear. Stuttgart was the city where Porsche was founded. The 1/8-inch bit did not give us enough detail for the horse or the lettering, so now we move to a 1/16-inch downcut bit, which is outlining the horse, and it will outline the letters as a whole. It is too big to outline the individual letters. We'll be using the 1 millimeter bit for that in just a second. Here's a shot of the overall machine at work. Still the 1/16 inch bit at work. Now we move to the 1mm downcut spiral bit. Even it does not have enough, or it is too big to go around the individual letters. We'll get the letters finalized using the 20-degree V-bit. And here is the 20-degree V-bit being used to do the final separating of the individual letters. We'll now move to the large stripe, black stripe at the top of the center area. This is where the word Porsche appears in the logo. We're now using the 1/8 inch downcut bit to do pocketing strategy CNC toolpath to outline the letters. The 1/8 inch bit, of course, is too large to get the detail we need for the letters even at this size. Again, we're giving a little wider shot to show the overall machine at work. And here's a glimpse of the Mach 3 software that controls the machine. Now we've gone to the 1/16 inch downcut spiral bit, and we'll be doing a contour strategy around each of the individual letters. This bit actually was small enough to get the pocket inside the R, and you'll see in a minute it will also get a similar pocket in the P letter. There's that small pocket in the P. Now we will move to applying Oramask masking to the overall area in the center of the clock. The Oramask is translucent, so you can see through the Oramask the outline of the yellow shield and the center areas that were just a machine that I have masked off to protect them from the glue on the Oramask. We're now using a this is the 1/4 inch downcut bit, doing a pocketing strategy to do the areas of the logo that will be painted red. That blue stripe down the clock, just right of center, is just where two pieces of Oramask overlap. Now I'll show the tool change operation using the semi-automatic tool changing. Out of frame, there's a button I push to release the tool, and then a new tool, all pre-mounted in tool holders. These are ISO 20 tool holders, is mounted, And after a tool change, we have to go through the procedure to measure its height and set the height at the level of the wood surface. Here we've mounted the 1/8 inch downcut bit to do a final contour to make them a little more square than was left by the 1/4 inch bit. Now we've done some masking, preparing for spray painting with the red paint to get those 4 pockets red. And here we are after the spray painting. Now what remains is to engrave the areas that are going to be black. The first of those areas are all of the numbers in the clock dial. And here we're using a 60-degree V-bit to carve the clock numbers. The next feature that's going to be black is the black outline around the shield. This is now being cut by a 90-degree V-bit. Now off camera, we completed the other pockets that are to be black in color, and we've also masked off the previously painted red areas. So now we're set to spray paint the Oramasked and engraved area black. And here it is after the black spray paint has been applied. We've now stripped off the Oramask because all the painting is done, and we now are moving to creating the large pocketed area that separates the center shield area from the number dial. Here we're using the 1/4 inch downcut Jenny spiral mill bit. This pocket was made in 2 layers, each 1/8 of an inch to give a total 1/4 inch depth for the pocket. This, of course, is the first layer. Now this is the second layer. Now all that remains is to mill out the antlers, stylized antlers in the logo in the northwest and southeast quadrants in the shield area. Here a roughing pass is being done, pocketing pass is being done with a 1/4 inch end mill. Yes, those are stylized antlers. That completes the roughing pass with the 1/4 inch mill. Here's how it looks so far. Now we're moving to a 1/8 inch pocketing pass to give a little more detail on the antlers. Here we're using the 1/8 inch end mill to cut the hole in the center for the clock mechanism. It's a 5/16 inch hole. And here is the project after that 1/8 inch bit is used. And now we're using the final engraving on the main part of the logo artwork. A 1/16 inch end mill is used to give a final contours around the individual antlers, and a pocket or final run around the pockets of the overall north, west, and southeast quadrants. One last operation, or I should say second to last operation, is cutting out the clock as a whole. Here we're using the 1/4 inch downcut mill to mill out the final circle of the clock, freeing it from the square stock. Four or five tabs were left in this operation to hold the stock in position after completing the cutout. Now the final operation is using this keyhole bit to cut a hanging hole in the back pieces of the clock for hanging. Here's a quick shot of that bit and a quick shot of this keyhole that will be used to mount on the screw shown in this shot. And here's the final project in the bed of the CNC used for its making. Thanks for watching.